What is up, YouTube? I am finally getting to part 2 of this go-kart project. Last month, my friend wanted to buy this thing from me for $100, and he just hasn't come up with the money yet. So he can't buy it. He wants to buy it, but he can't. So because he doesn't have enough money. So yeah, that's why I've been haven't made the next video this thing in a long time. So I highly doubt he's gonna buy it anytime soon, so I'm just gonna say sorry dude, but I'm gonna fix this thing up. What I wanted to do was fix this thing and then sell it to him for $220 because it's gonna cost me around $100 to fix this thing and do what I want to this thing, but he can't afford that. So he can barely afford $100. So anyway, I'm just gonna fix this thing up, and if he buys it, he buys it. So anyway, this thing works fully. There's just a couple things that are wrong with it. A couple things I want to fix. One, I want to put a brand new motor on this thing. The first thing is in part 1 of this video, the steering wheel was a piece of wood, and so I replaced the steering wheel with this thing and moved it to the middle, raised it up a little bit so I can ride in it, because this thing was really designed for like little kids. So and then the gas and brake pedal were right there. I moved them up to right there just to give us more leg room. It looks really stupid, but it works. It's kind of comfortable. I am going to take I have this wire mesh, and I'm going to take it and attempt to weld it underneath here just to keep your feet from falling through. Make it a little more comfortable. I am going to fix the gas and brake pedal a little bit. Right now it's just really jankety. I do want to I'm actually thinking about replacing them and just replacing them with something completely different, because this just really looks stupid. And I fixed the steering, but not all the way. It's kind of stupid to where it does this. So yeah. So that's kind of a problem. How to fix that is just to make this arm as long as possible. So cut this off, raise it up a little more, and just make it as long as possible, hopefully making it to where it'll stop right there. Because right now, at full pivot, it's almost touching right there, and that's where the they can fully turn. So hopefully by just lengthening that arm right there, it'll make it to where it doesn't do that, because that's just really stupid, and that's just a really poor design. It works like that only because it hits right there, so it's really stupid. Hopefully I'm going to be able to fix that easily. The next thing I want to do is replace this motor with this motor. This is a brand new Predator engine, 6.5 horsepower. I love these engines because they're only $100 at Harbor Freight. They're so cheap, and they're brand new, so how can you really pass that up? The thing that's on here right now is a 5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. It kind of runs. It's so old. It's been beaten on so much. It doesn't run that great. This sprocket right now is huge. It's almost the size of the tire. I do not know how many teeth are on this sprocket, but I'm going to replace that sprocket with this sprocket. This is a 40 by 48 tooth sprocket. You can see right there, 40 by 48. 40 is the size of the chain, and the 48 is the number of teeth on the sprocket. And I wanted to buy another one of those 6-inch band brake drum kits from BMI Carts and Supplies. If I did that, I would have to wait 4, 5, or 6 days. Plus, it's Friday right now, so I'd probably have to wait till next week for it to get here. So I'm going to attempt to make a homemade brake using this and this. It's going to be kind of like a band brake, only it's going to be a belt brake. It's going to be the same principle. I'm going to, first off, I'm going to weld this thing onto the sprocket and just have this whole thing be on the axle, and it'll be the brake and the accelerator. So anyway, weld this thing onto the sprocket perfectly in the middle, and then same principle as a band brake. When the tires spin this way, you have this in locked position onto the frame, and then when you hit the brake pedal, this pulls forward, therefore causing friction against this whole thing, therefore slowing this thing down and hopefully stopping it. I have made this brake before on a much smaller sprocket, and it did work. It just it wore out the belt really fast, but I do have a nice, a lot better of a belt. It's a little old, it's a little worn, but it should work. It should last for about a week until I may have to replace it, but it's a lot better than waiting a week for the brake. So, and if this doesn't work, just screw it, just order it anyway. I may actually order it tonight, just in case. You know, it's only 40 bucks for the brake and the drum. So, but for right now, I'm just gonna try and do this, see if that works. So, yeah. First step really is to fix the whole steering and the whole gas and brake pedal assembly. Alright, I took off the old sprocket, put on the new one, welded the brake pulley onto the sprocket. So, yeah, that works. I know the brakes look really jankety, but they work really well. When you hit the brake, it works really well. So, yeah, and I also welded on the screen right here just to keep your feet from falling through. I took the seat off. I am going to be going to Walmart and buying one of those $40 boat seats. They work really well and they're really comfortable and they're kind of cheap. So they're not too much. I also fixed the steering. It now doesn't completely go 360. All I had to do was cut off the old one of these and just make a longer one, and it works really well. Yeah, I also kind of fixed up the whole brake assembly and the gas pedal. I was thinking about replacing these with something I would make, but they seem to work just fine. So why replace it? So yeah, the next step is to replace the seat, and then after that, put on the new motor, which is right there. So yeah, this brake actually works really well. It completely stops the tires. You can see that. I'm barely touching the brake and it just stops the tires completely. So it works really well, which is awesome. Okay, everything works. I fixed the steering, I fixed the brake and throttle pedals, I put the new motor on. The brakes actually work a little too well. If you just touch them, there's really no slowing down on this thing. It's either stop or not. So basically, if you touch the brakes, they completely lock the tires up, and therefore you end up popping the tires. My friend came over and he was riding this thing, and the tires end up popping just because the brakes keep locking up. That's really the only way to stop. So great. Now I got to replace tires, and I got a brake that kind of works a little too well. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. I may just leave it. It works a little too well, but it still works. Better than no brakes. Anyway, got the new motor on, got the new sprockets on. When the tire popped, it left all this red gunk everywhere. I have no idea what that is. It's like tire sealant. I've never seen red tire sealant. Got everywhere. Got all over the road. Anyway, so I gotta replace the tires. This thing is actually much faster than my other go-kart. So my friend rides this, and I ride mine, the red and black one, and right now he leaves me in the dust with this thing. So yeah, this thing is actually much faster than my other go-kart, so which is kind of cool, but you know, I always like being the fastest one. So anyway, still cool. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do a video of me riding this thing. If you've seen one go-kart, you kind of seen them all. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do one. Make a video of just me showing you guys what this thing can do. If not, I'm not gonna bother because it's kind of a pain to do. It's a lot of recording, takes a lot of hours of different angle shots and whatnot. So yeah, thank you for watching, subscribe, and have a nice day.